as they go through, and that it's more of a sting than an actual explosion or to throw you back with the expansion of the lead. So
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I was saying when I did the video analysis that's going around that everybody seems to like, because I tried to stay away. But you can tell by the body posture. You know, when I was in the military, when you're going to shoot a heavy, especially a heavy recoil rifle like a 308 or a 7mm rim mag, you have to put a foot out and lean in, or you're going to end up on your butt. It kicks worse than a 12 gauge.
Yep.
Can we get you to introduce yourself so that people know who's
I'm
joined
Tom's
us?
good friend Rich Moreland.
He's my hunting partner
From the Valley area over there, and I come over here one to stand for my constitutional rights and to stand with Tom and some of the local folks and just the nation in general, and more for information so that I can get the facts. And I guess that's probably one of the things that's bothering me the most about all of the hype around here and the different opinions is that people are being swayed by their opinions. They're not taking the time to educate themselves to truly find out the facts. They're just holding a hard line. Well, and going back to what Tom was talking about earlier, this stuff is all connected in any walk of life, whatever you choose to do with your personal time, your employment, whatever your race, color, religion, sexual preference, there is no matter here in any of these situations. People are, this nation was designed for free people to work together for the common interest of the better of the people. And we're not seeing any signs of that coming from the big brother. We're being pushed into a corner. The comments that he was making about the pigs, you know, it's so true. You can literally go out in the wild with wild hogs and start feeding them pigs. You feed them in one spot for a while, they get used to eating there. You come up and put one fence panel up, continue to feed them. They'll be shy at first. They'll get accustomed to it. They'll move up. They'll start feeding. They're comfortable. Through the process, you put up 4 fence panels and continue to feed them. The last panel has a gate. When you finally put in the last batch of feed, those hogs are going to go right through that open gate because they've gotten used to it. You slam the gate. Initial reaction is, oh my goodness. Look around. Oh, there's food on the ground. They're going right back to eat. That's what the American people, in my opinion, are doing again and have done it through history. Go back. You don't even got to go back 50, 60 years. Go back 10 years. Back in 1989, 90, somewhere in there, my father and I was right here in Harney County and helped put in a press in there for those glue lamb buildings, or the glue lamb beams that was produced beams from the sawmill, from the lumber, and created thousands of jobs right here in Harney County. Since that day, or that time, that entire mill has been flattened. It's not even there anymore. Logging industry is shut down here. I'd be interested to see actual numbers to how bad that hurt Harney County. What are they doing with that land now? Nothing. It's sitting there. It's an eyesore. They've not completed the cleanup on it. It's trashing up Harney County. And that point was made yesterday at that protest to some of the local people. Watch the tempo of the conversation calm down, thanks to Tom and his diplomacy, you know. And then I got involved and I asked the guy that was doing the yelling. I asked him that very question: what were you telling me to leave when I was here building a plant, produce jobs for you? No, because you were on the take. Now that you're not on the take, and you're afraid for government overreach or the show of force by the SWAT and the FBI and stuff here, I understand your fears. But don't push away the people that are truly here to help you, however they go about doing it. I'm not going to judge people for their stance and how they take that stance. I'm not here to create problems for my family or my friends and all that, but I am here to stand up for the Constitution and the book. Got one right here in my pocket as well. Not afraid. And I've challenged all of my friends and people that I know to
see how hard it is to get something out of your pocket.
Yeah, we know that. But I've challenged everybody that I know to get that book and read. Find the common ground that connects the people. Find where this land grab situation directly affects the sand dunes over on the West Coast, where they're trying to take land away from that, where they're doing this. And it's not necessarily all about land. It's about all the little ploys along the way to take away your rights as a free country to stand together and to have a proper voting process. Our voting process is corrupt to start with. Where do these electoral votes come in? What happened to one vote for one person? Okay. Why do we have, because there's only 7,000 people in this area, they don't have a say here. But Ohio, Idaho, all these bigger areas, these bigger conglomerations of people, Portland, Salem, I live 12 miles from Salem. I don't condone them not having to go to the polls and cast their vote and count one vote for one person. My opinion. You know, there's all of these little corrupt things. And if you stop for a minute, remove the emotion out of the conversation that you're in, truly educate yourself, look for a connection. If it's not there, it's not there. But I challenge people to try to prove me wrong. It's connected. And it's connected all across our nation. Yes, united we stand, divided we fall. In God we trust. God bless America. I don't know what else I can say. People, get off the couch.
How we doing, Hawk?
He's gone to sleep.
Have you gone to sleep? Is that you, Liz?
How are you doing? Thank you. Got to educate the people.
Yep.
I've been down in your neighborhood. I was down in Kentucky. Took a friend in the military and buried his body in Kentucky. I met some great people down there at the wake. Got a little drunk from the moonshine. I'll be dang. No. But what was funny was the next morning we had breakfast after the wake. And was standing there listening to two cows, mother and daughter singing Amazing Grace. Oh my God, it sounded like they were angels singing. I get to Montana, coming back home. I hear those same two women on the radio singing the Judds. His cousins were the Judds.
Oh my.
That's my history in Kentucky.
Wow.
Um, but I know it's just, the American people's got to wake up. They think this is such an isolated area, don't affect them, but believe me, your private land rights are going to be taken from you, from your condominiums in the city to your ranches out here in the country. We all are affected.
They are talking about the overall plan is the Agenda 21/Agenda 2030 to depopulate the West, herd everybody into major cities so they can control them.
Yep. And then only the only people that will see the beauty of this country will be the elite government. Look at England in the old days with the imperial forests and that, where only the imperial elite society could go out and hunt on those, and the peasants that was starving, if they were caught poaching a deer or poaching a bird, was killed. Welcome to the United States.
Yep.
So and through the different channels of the government and their ploys and the twists on words, they try to play the different groups and the different people that stand for different things against each other. Not just here a couple weeks ago when this whole thing got started revving up around here, they were trying super hard to turn the hunters and fishers against the ranchers, and trying to show that the ranchers are out here grazing this land and keeping them off hunting. Well, I am both. Okay, I do find the link in it, and I challenge anybody that's a hunter or an outdoorsman or woman to come out here and truly walk onto a piece of property that I will promise you, and I'm probably a little low, but I don't want to be. I'm going to be a little conservative. I'm going to say at least 50% of the ranchers out here, if you approach them in the proper way, not just jump their fence and go out here and kill, you can access some of this property. This is a lot of the private land. But the BLM land is yours to hunt. They
Except the
can't,
refuge.
except for the refuge. That's why there are rules in place that ranchers follow to the very best of their abilities. They have their livestock off of there. They don't overgraze. There's a number. In fact, it's kind of a joke in the ranching industry that they got to put a rule on the end of a tape measure on the end of the cow's nose so they know not to eat that piece of grass down below 3 inches. Okay, you can find some humor in some of it, but it's reality. They don't have control over that, so they put deadlines when they need to take them off of the BLM land, okay, or the people's land. But I'm telling you, it's just like the forest industry. You don't groom that up here in this mountains. If you don't groom it and take care of it and log it and actually be a
Steward of the land.
of the land, you're creating your own demise, and it's proven. Look at how bad our wildfires have gotten every year, and they're getting worse and worse because logging has come to a screeching halt. There are some cuts being happening now more over in the valley area and stuff, but nothing like it was. How many families not just in Oregon, but in the United States abroad was affected with the spotted owl? Okay, another ploy. They proved that spotted owl will nest in a briar patch just as well as he will an old growth tree, but industry was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we will. That one.
You tell those people in the chat room.
Come out of the chat room, come stand with us.
To voice up to every senator, every congressman. I don't give a damn who they are. To voice up and say you will not stand for the corruption of the United States.
Absolutely.
It's time to stop patting their pockets. I don't want some fat bureaucrat rich off my money sitting there controlling me. And it's time the American people step up to those fat bureaucrats that's living high off the hog horn in Washington, D.C. and not running after their boys or their girls or whatever they run after and all their multi-millions to become back to the people and get rid of those fat bureaucrats. Yeah, we had certain senators from our country went over there to Washington, D.C. and crying on the Senate floor. We haven't seen him. He hasn't been here since. He did a political show. Oh, how sorry he was. But what did he do? Nothing after that. They are not fighting. I want to see Kentucky. I want to see a Daniel Boone up on that floor talking like a simple man, talking about raccoons being in a damn tree and how you get that damn raccoon out of that tree to those congressmen and senators and showing them what life's about. And time to get rid of corrupt politicians like Harry Reid. Oh, that boy is corrupt. You ever study him, you will find corruption beyond all means. Nancy Pelosi, she sits up there and plays stupid as hell. She's corrupt. Now, they've all been bought by America Inc. They are wealthy. Did you get wealthy by America Inc? No, we're slaving our ass off. Now, I'm working a job, paying my son's way through college, trying to build him up a business at the same time. We've got to be together, people. We can't be struggling amongst each other. You think this here division between the gay rights and the marriage issue, that was to divide. Everything that they do is have one cause, to divide the nation. We have the Black Lives Matter. If you say white life matters or all life matters, then you're a racist. We got a division. We have blacks now running colleges down in Missouri, want to be back into segregation, want to be removed from the whites. You want segregation.
Yeah, I'll bet King is rolling over in his grave.
You could put a windmill on top of his grave and generate power. He's moving so hard. And that. But this mentality is brought into by these so-called tenured professors. And that, oh, you got over there in Chicago, Bill Ayers is teaching our college. Bill Ayers, a true terrorist that has bombed and killed, and that for their sacred cause, and that grew out of the Vietnam conflict. We had draft dodgers run from Canada back to the United States when Carter gave them amnesty. My teachers that was teaching us anti-American propaganda came back to the United States. They are now our professors. They are now our congressmen and senators. And these people are against the United States. Nah, time we wake up, America. Time we take back our nation. I'm willing to stand for the battle. I've been told by several people that I'm being watched to watch my back. One morning I had over 20 phone calls of people saying, "Tom, you got a target mark on your back." Well, I'm unarmed. Bring it on. I will die a free man. Now, I am not armed. FBI, you specialists down there, you want to kill me? My son knows. And will tell my grandson, will tell his grandson, and they'll spread down through. My grandpa made a stand. Grandpa made the stand for the freedom of my children and the freedom of your children. Are you willing to join us? Are you willing to join us against the corruption in the United States? This UN should be kicked out of the United States. That building should be demolished. Those people should be kicked out. They're not looking for the betterment of the United States. They're looking to have their pocket. It's controlled by Rothschilds, controlled by these elitists that are multi-billionaires. George Soros, the devil himself, that took the money from, he's Jewish, took his money from the Jewish people in the concentration camp to build his wealth. That's the type of thieves we're dealing with. He profited off the death of others. The Jewish people marched in the concentration camp like sheep because they trusted him. And I don't trust the government. I know what they're capable of. They're building FEMA camps. What are these FEMA camps for? FEMA camps are concentration camps of Europe. Auschwitz and Birkenau and all those concentration camps are now being built in the United States to take care of the dissidents that's against the government. Russia did the same thing with Siberia. All the concentration camps in Siberia was to send dissidents, homosexuals, people that spoke out against the government, freeloaders, as they called them, was sent to the concentration camps to die. And that's where we're headed, people. This is where the United States is headed to. That is socialism. Hillary Clinton says she's a progressive. She's a progressive liberal. Two definitions between the socialist, communist, and the liberal, progressive. One will move fast, take care of business fast. The other will move slowly. We'll move into colleges, we'll move into schools, and they will get their ideology built up. When they hit, they'll have more converts to their mission, and they will conquer at that moment. And that's what's happening in the United States.
Really what I want to see here, and like Tom was saying, you know, referencing children and our families, you know, yeah, my children are scared to death of them over here. They're not afraid of the public. They're not afraid of the American people. They're afraid of the stand that's being taken by the FBI here. And that's where the fear is at. But what I want to see is I want to see our children say their Pledge of Allegiance in the morning when they start their class again like I did. I want to see my children be taught gun safety in school like we were. Hunter safety was in our school program when I took it. Hey, look in your history, people. Was there these mass shootings? We had kids educated. They, again, back to his comment, keep them dumb. You can do whatever you want with them. Okay. I want to see our children be able to bow their head and say a prayer if they choose to, if that's the road that their family wants. I personally do. My children do as well. They can't have these rights, people. That's what they want. And they're keeping us dumb, and they're feeding us the free food and trying with every ounce of their power to convince us that the few people that are sitting over here still chiming out, like Tom and myself, and there's a bunch more. Don't think we're alone, but the more of us that truly find the link, associate your daily life with what's going on over here, not just look at it as a bunch of gun-toting redneck dumbasses out here in the middle of nowhere with cow shit on their boots. You know, we're good people. We pay our taxes. We work hard. You know.
Okay, guys, let's talk global warming and
there you
climate
go.
change.
I get a
That's
question.
all tied in.
I have a question. I have a question.
It is so true. It's linked.
Do you think without the federal military involved in the county, that the county would be able to work its situation through as it would hold the local authorities accountable?
Once we clean out the
Absolutely.
corruption. As you can
Absolutely.
see, we just had a military aircraft flying over here. You hear it?
I heard it going.
And
Well, out 100 miles yesterday driving over here. I was at the 100-mile mark coming in from Bend. There was an F-15 banked up right up here. He was still pretty high, but he banked up in front of me and headed back this way.
Dakota.
Why do we have military aircraft flying this area if this is a peaceful mission? by the